Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Happy Friday. This is Sports Talk with Frankie. This is Roman. Lots to get into today. It's going to be a busy weekend, so let's get started. This Saturday, we have the highly anticipated fight, Canelo Alvarez versus Terence Crawford. It's going to be a hell of a fight, highly anticipated matchup in modern boxing. What's your take on this fight, Roman?
Crawford's gonna win in a knockout in the 8th round. I have no idea. It's gonna be great. I have no idea what's gonna happen. I'm excited. I'm excited about boxing. I'm excited about WWE tonight. Excited about a bunch of stuff. You have college football on Saturday. You have the WNBA playoffs happening on Sunday. I mean, who's not gonna watch the WNBA playoffs on Sunday? With the NFL going on.
No one.
What?
Again, Canelo is the super middleweight champion. He is known for his power, his great defense, and he's got experience across multiple weight classes. He is going to face Terence Crawford. The interesting thing about this is the weight. I believe they are fighting at 168, and the fight ultimately is going to pit Canelo's size and strength against Crawford's agility. So it is a clash of styles. We have Canelo being an orthodox boxer to Crawford being a southpaw. So fans and analysts are going to be eager to see if Crawford could carry his skill and be able to match up to Canelo's power, because again, there is a change in weight for Terence Crawford. He is moving up. Is the Mexican star, is his physicality and championship pedigree, is that going to prove too much for Crawford? So this fight, Roman, could only be a battle between two pound-for-pound greats. So a lot to look forward to for this weekend.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be fun. It's exciting. It's going to be on Netflix. They had the weight thing yesterday, or are they doing that today? Because I know there was a press conference with Dana White, I think yesterday.
Yeah, they did have a face off, I guess you could say. Usually it is on I think it's 2 days before. I don't think it's the day before. I could be wrong. Yeah, but yesterday they did have a platform right outside. Is it Bellagio? I believe it's Bellagio. They did have a platform out in the water in Vegas where they had a face-off. So the interesting thing about this is, can Crawford withstand the power? And maybe many of us, we don't realize how much weight, going up a few pounds in weight, has for these boxers. Will that affect Terence Crawford, Roman, do you think?
No, because I don't usually boxers, once they get weight, they gain weight, and fight anyway, like 2 days later. I mean, they do everything they can to meet that weight, and then they go up in weight, go up in pounds. And I don't think it's going to be a problem. I mean, look at the height. Terence Crawford is 2 inches taller than Canelo. Crawford has the ability to fight lefty, be southpaw. I mean, that's very difficult. You're going to have, one guy doing this and the other guy's going to be facing it. It's going to be very odd. It's very difficult. It can be very difficult. I'm not saying that Canelo doesn't have the experience to be able to do that, but he's also older. He's older than Terence Crawford. I mean, Terence Crawford's undefeated. He's never been, been knocked down. I just think Crawford's going to be able to win that fight. And it doesn't matter. It's going to be in Las Vegas. It doesn't matter that it's, the weekend that, major boxing happens every year for a Mexican fighter. The SEC is coming up, on Tuesday? I mean, I think it's going to be a good fight, and I think Crawford's going to win, ultimately. I really do.
I think that, again, Terence Crawford is going to jump 14 pounds, which to any fighter, any boxer, that is a significant jump.
Okay. That's a lot more. I didn't know it was that many. I didn't think it was that much. I thought it was only one weight class. But no, you're talking about 2 weight classes?
Right. And again, Crawford, he did win his first world title at 135. So his body's transforming. He's packing on, 30 some pounds. When he did step on the weight scale, he went from 162 to 165. To me, it is likely a sign that he's going to lean on his speed and his agility to
Mm,
move.
mm.
So that is going to be the contrast in this fight. But will the weight slow him down significantly? Because his path to victory, in my opinion, is a lot tougher compared to Canelo. Canelo is used to fighting at 165, 168. Terrence Crawford is not. How is he going to be with more weight on his body? I think that's can only benefit Canelo moving forward. Also, how can Crawford withstand Canelo's power? Has he fought in a boxer with similar strength as Canelo? Um, you know, I believe that is a significant benefit for Canelo moving forward.
Yeah, it'll be a good fight. I think if I saw his fight in Saudi Arabia or was it in Qatar, one or the other, in May, and I wasn't impressed by Canelo. He looked a little slower to me. I mean, he's aging. He just did not look the same fighter, and I think he's past his prime. Obviously, that's why I think Crawford is going to win. I just do. I mean, are you going to bet? We can't bet any here in Texas, but it doesn't mean you're not going to drive all the way to Las Vegas to bet for this fight. You're going to fight. You're going to bet on this fight.
Um, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I remember correctly, Canelo is favored to win. Um, there
Yeah.
is money on Canelo, so Crawford is the underdog. But you make a great point. Canelo for the longest time, Canelo has been criticized for the longest time for not fighting unknown fighters,
Hmm.
and many people question, does he have one more great performance left in him? There have been this discussion that hey, his greatness, he's past his prime already.
Mm,
He hasn't had. I can't even think of the last time he had a convincing victory with a knockout. We
me
can go
neither.
back. We can go back to the Triple G fights. You know, everybody expected Canelo to win, and he couldn't dominate. He couldn't dominate Triple G. When he fought against Chavez Jr., he had a chance to knock him out. He didn't knock him out. Many people allude to the fact that being a fellow Mexican, he didn't want to hurt him. He didn't want to embarrass him. But does Canelo
Does that
still have it
matter,
in him?
bro? Does
Well,
that matter?
I think it does because again, Cesar Chavez, the father, is revered as a legend in Mexico, and I think it was more of a respect to his father. That's why, in
No,
my
it was because
opinion,
his son was a crappy boxer and he should have been knocked out. And I don't know why Canelo didn't. And I don't think it's because of Mexican stuff. That's stupid. If you're doing that when you're a boxer, then you have no business in the ring. This
same
isn't
thing,
WWE.
right? Well, many people would dare argue that it is because
Mm.
uh, what happened with Jaime Munguia? Remember when he fought Jaime Munguia, another Mexican fighter out of Tijuana? Same thing. Many people alluded to the fact that why couldn't Canelo knock him out? It went all the way to decision.
Because
So,
Canelo sucks. Let's be honest. Canelo
well,
sucks.
he has he lost his prowess? Has he lost his power? It seems to be still there. Would he be able to knock out Crawford, who is undefeated? I don't know.
Well,
It
maybe
doesn't.
because he's American and he wants to knock him out because he's American. Mm.
Eh,
Yeah.
uh, Again, I I would dare say that Canelo didn't want to embarrass his Mexican counterparts in Chavez Jr. and Jaime Munguia. He had the opportunity. If you go back to the fights or watch the clips of them, he had the
Eh.
opportunity to do so. But for whatever reason, he didn't. Whenever he would punch Chavez and Munguia, he would hold on to them, or he wasn't throwing like counter punches. He wasn't throwing combinations. It was more like a
Mm.
stick and jab, stick and jab. But many people are alluding to the fact that that's Canelo's style. That's the way Canelo fights.
Yeah,
So
he's a bad
uh,
fighter. Forget it. I go Crawford. Go USA, USA, USA. Yeah, I'm just kidding. I'm gonna watch the fight for sure. That's gonna happen. But you know, I'm not gonna like do a carne asada for the fight. I'll be busy getting ready for watching college football all day long tomorrow. It's gonna be great. Great college football day. And
I
it
miss
starts,
the
huh?
yeah, I miss those days. I miss the days where I remember at my grandfather's house we would have carne asadas, and they would have numbers. That was the betting back.
Oh,
That was the betting back in the day. Hey, $20, $20, 1 through 12, and they wrote random numbers on the side. They covered them up, and they said $20. Write your name next to a space,
mhm.
and depending on what space you got, if the person was knocked out in a certain round, that person got the money. If it went to decision and you had the number 12,
You got it.
you walked away with the pot. Those were fun times. I remember those days. I always wanted to participate in those. That was like our form of gambling back in the day.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. That's great gambling. That's fun. It's
Yeah.
but as long as you're amongst family, there, I don't think it's illegal. It's right. It's cool. Just do it. Have fun.
Yeah, and according to Vegas, Canelo is favored to win. It started out at 160, now it's at 195, meaning that you have to put close to $200 in order for you to win 100. There are prop bets out there that if this goes to a decision by Canelo, you get plus 120. Canelo by knockout. So again, Vegas is saying that this is going to go to a decision, Roman. So big money on if Canelo beats Crawford by a knockout plus 30 plus 370. Crawford by decision is up at 210. And if Crawford is able to win by a knockout against Canelo, plus 800. Crazy money. So again, Vegas is saying that this is going to go 12 rounds to a decision, and they're also saying that Canelo is favored. Look at the draw. Plus 1300, plus 1400. Good money there, good odds. Hey, if you have $100, and again, do you think Roman
I might take that. I would take the Crawford
draw?
knockout. No,
Oh, the
I
Crawford knockout?
I would take that. I would do
Wow.
it. I would. I because I just said in the 8th round knockout, book it.
Yeah.
You know.
Roman, what's your take? What's your take? Do you think that that the sport of boxing is losing its appeal with the people?
Unfortunately, yes, and it bothers me because I like the sweet science. I like boxing. I think it's cleaner. There's more take to it. It lasts longer. I like it. There's not as much necessarily much blood. Is what I think is a classier way of fighting. I'm not a fan of MMA. I don't watch MMA. I just can't get into it. I mean, maybe because there's so many fights, quick, whatever. Maybe that's why people like it. I don't like the shape of it. Maybe because I'm getting older and I don't like having to see through a freaking screen, like a fence thing, whatever. I don't like it. That's why I don't want to watch it. I just would rather watch boxing. And maybe because there's not as much boxing as there used to be. Every single month, it's like I'll watch WWE because that's fun. It's entertaining. And it happens every 3 weeks you get a PLE, but I just won't do UFC, MMA stuff. I just won't do it.
I don't mind. I personally, again, who can forget the glory days of boxing when we talk about the Sugar Ray Leonard, Merle Haggard, Floyd Mayweather, who else? Julio Cesar Chavez, Mike Tyson, of course.
Mike Tyson Punch Out, man. I love that game.
All those Mexican fighters, Eric Morales, Fernando Vargas, Oscar de la Hoya, Tito, what's his name?
Tito Puente?
Tito, no, fue Puerto Rico. Is there a Tito Puente?
Oh, no.
I forget the name. I forget the name of the fighter that fought De La Hoya. Anyways, in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, boxing was at an all-time high, and now it seems as if MMA has taken over. I personally do like MMA. I like to watch mixed martial arts. I think that unfortunately has taken over and dominated the sport of boxing. Now we see how many more people are now becoming MMA fighters. And speaking of boxing, Roman, we are going to be having Jake Paul's promotions here in the Rio Grande Valley in October. The Juarez, Omar Juarez will be fighting on the Jake Paul MVP, most valuable promotion,
Mm.
at South Padre Island on October the 18th. It states, where do I find it? Where can I find it? I know I saw Juarez's name. Uh, Omar Juarez. Omar Juarez. Where is it? Let me look for it.
It says Lourdes Juarez.
Yeah, there's a Lourdes, but there's also Omar. Let's read it. Let's read it just so we won't. Oh, there we go. The co-main event will feature Brownsville native Omar El Relámpago Juarez, 19-2 with 7 knockouts versus Cagas. Puerto Rico's Omar the New Era Rosario, 14-2 with 4 knockouts. Where'd it go? 14-2 with 4 knockouts and a 10-round bout at 140 in their super lightweight division. So a big deal. And
Mm.
we have seen South Padre Island have its fair share of entertainment. They had MMA fighting a month, possibly 2 months ago, and now in
Okay.
October 18th, they'll be having a boxing fight where Brownsville's very own Omar Juarez is going to be part of the co-main event. I'm going to try and get tickets. I'm not sure if they are already being sold. Great entertainment, and for someone such as the Jake Paul promotion, the MVP promotion, to be down here, it's a big deal. I wonder if it's going to be televised, because usually, for the most part, Jake Paul has been doing great events in New York and other states, and they're all televised on pay-per-view. I wonder if this somehow is going to gain mainstream attention. I hope so.
Yeah, it'd be
Moving
great.
forward, so something to look forward to.
Well, I think it's gonna be good for MMA, gonna be good for UFC. Sorry, UFC, because now it's gonna be on Paramount Plus. And if you
Mhm.
have a subscription to Paramount Plus, you're not gonna have to pay the extra amount of money. I think that also has helped, like WWE, by doing their PLEs or pay per views and doing it on Peacock. You don't have to pay extra. It's already part of your plan, and it's gonna help. It's gonna help UFC, and they're going to make so much money. And on top of that, they're still going to be with ESPN because I think they're working a deal for their smaller UFC packages to remain with ESPN. So TKO, the big dog that owns WWE and UFC, they're going to try to make as much money as they possibly can off of it. I hope it doesn't price people. It shouldn't price people out because, well, it's already part of your subscription. No,
So
great.
somebody was saying, what's the new brand? Is it TKO for WWE? And I think there's a merger between UFC and WWE. Somebody was saying, I think it was the individual in charge of the chairman, I think in charge of TKO WWE, was saying that Vince McMahon packaged the prices for families.
And that's a
So
good thing.
that's a good thing for families, not a good thing as a business owner. But again, you would think the WWE was worth what, $7 billion, a few billion, $8 billion, whatever it was. Well, now the people in charge of WWE, I think they're going to increase the ticket prices, and many people were saying, "Hey, WrestleMania is already expensive as it is." So
Yeah.
if you were to attend, and isn't there events, Roman, in Edinburgh or McAllen of like SmackDown and things like that?
Yeah, they had wrestling come down. It was a WWE live event. It wasn't televised, but I know AEW is going to be here. What, in October, December, somewhere for a televised event. I don't like AEW. I think it's trash. That's just me. I think WWE is more than enough. NXT, SmackDown, Raw. I just prefer it better in terms of wrestling. And I know people are like, oh, it can't be like, that wrestling's fake. Like, yeah, I know it's fake. Just like I know Superman's fake. Like,
It's yeah,
entertainment.
it's all about entertainment. I grew up during the glory years of wrestling, where WCW was having these competitions, and I was that person, Roman. I was that fan that was switching from 45 channel 45 and 27, going from what was it, USA to what was it, TNT.
Yeah.
It was a battle, and then I think one started an hour before. I think it was WCW started an hour before Raw. So
Mhm,
uh, I don't think we'll ever get to the times where there was this WCW versus Raw and
mhm.
this competition. The likes of Stone Cold, The Rock, The Undertaker, DX. We could go on and on.
Well, tonight
NWO.
there is wrestling tonight. On YouTube, the WWE is going to have Worlds Collide, which is going to be WWE talent versus AAA talent, and it's gonna be fun entertainment, and it's free. It's gonna be on your YouTube. You can just watch it. It's great entertainment. You're gonna have El Grande Americano fighting, which is awesome. I think he's entertaining. I think Dominic Mysterio is gonna be fighting for the main title for AAA tonight. It'll be fun. So if you like wrestling and you want to learn, you like Mexican style, it's conflicting with American style. It's fun. So it's free. So you can watch SmackDown at 7, unless you're watching the Colorado Houston game on ESPN tonight, which it's gonna be a great college football game. I think it'll be fun. Houston has a good team. Gotta support those Texas teams. And you can watch that if you want to, or you can watch SmackDown at 7. And when it ends at 9, you turn on your YouTube TV. And not YouTube TV, just your regular old YouTube. Not YouTube TV, it's YouTube. Go to WWE and watch it, and great entertainment for 3 hours and enjoy it. It's gonna be a great weekend of sports and sports entertainment.
It really is. Yesterday, week 2 of the NFL season kicked off, Roman. The Green Bay Packers did beat the Washington Redskins 27-18. I personally am glad that the Redskins lost because, again, they are the division rivals of the Cowboys. And also, Roman, not sure if you forgot, but last week we made predictions, and I said that the Green Bay Packers out of the NFC were going to reach the Super Bowl against the Cincinnati Bengals. Did you watch yesterday's game, Roman?
No, I didn't watch that yesterday's game. I just didn't, and I'm mad right now because as you know, I believe Washington, and they should return to be called the Redskins. They have the worst freaking uniforms in the league with that crappy ass W that they have on their thing. They're horrible. You go back to the Redskins, be a traditional team, look awesome with that Redskin on the side of the helmet. Go back to that. But I predicted Washington was going to go to the Super Bowl. I really did. I really believed in them. I believed in Jaden Daniels to be able to, but no, he was horrible yesterday. Only scored 18 points in freaking Lambeau Field. It wasn't even cold. I mean, I hate that crap. Hey, but I do want to make a point. Why is it okay? Why is it okay for those fans to tap the Packers player on the head? Why are those fans not being banned like that fan in Buffalo that went that tapped on the head of that Ravens player? Why? It's horrible. If we're going to be banning Buffalo Bills fans for tapping a player on the head, we should be banning Packer fans. I'm just kidding. I hate the Packers. I hate them. And you know who I don't like? I don't like even more is Micah Parsons.
Yeah, week 2.
How was he? What was the box score for Micah Parsons?
I don't think he registered a sack. I could be wrong.
Let's see
if there was no. Let me see. Defense. Where is he? Parsons.
Okay, yeah,
two tackles, 2 total tackles.
And what else?
Oh, he had half a sack.
Half a sack.
He did have half a sack yesterday.
Again, was it in fourth quarter? Was it in the fourth quarter like last week?
Possibly. Again, week 2 of the 2025 NFL season did bring drama, surprises. It did test teams early. The Packers did edge out the Washington Redskins 27-18 on Thursday Night Football. Jordan Love had a breakout performance from his tight end, Tucker Kraft. Stories moving forward, Roman. The San Francisco 49ers, their quarterback, they recently got word, we recently got word that Brock Purdy is going to be out 2 to 5 weeks with a turf toe and shoulder injury, where Mac Jones is now going to be the quarterback. Let's take a look at the NFL schedule. You did ask for us to make predictions.
Oh yeah, let's do that. I think we should make predictions. Let's do that, guys. Let's say we'll go game by game and make predictions on this week's game and see what happens next week. Why not? But I do, but you want to look at the schedule for the Niners, right? That's what you want to do, like the next 5 weeks. Is that what you want to look at?
We'll look at it right now. We'll start off with the Cowboys and Giants at Jerry World. What's your prediction on that game, Roman?
Cowboys, man. The Giants played horrible. They're a horrible team. They lost to Washington last week. Man, the Cowboys should have traded Micah Parsons to a team that was going to be like 1 or 2 or 3, picking 1, 2, or 3 next year. So you could have got a high draft pick, but no, they had to trade him to the freaking Packers, or 2-0. Every win by the Packers is bad for the Cowboys, not only because of the evil, nasty, disgusting green Packers, but it's because they're going to increase, make them have a higher draft pick, a higher numbered draft pick, not a better draft pick in the first round. Now, I think Cowboys going to take it. Mm, not even,
I Yeah, I personally liked what I saw in regards to the Cowboys when they faced the Philadelphia Eagles. Again, one catch here and there by CD Lamb, and they should have won the game. I have the Cowboys winning this game against the Giants. I have no faith in Russell Wilson. I think his time has passed, and I think Neighbors, the wide receiver stud. Um, is frustrated. We saw in week one how he was arguing with the head coach. Um, could this be where if Wilson loses the next, let's say, next 2 or 3 games, would it allow for who is it, Daxton, the rookie,
Dart.
the rookie quarterback, and he looked pretty good during the preseason. He had this good connection with Neighbors. So maybe they want to go young. They're probably just, little by little trying to introduce him to the speed of the NFL before they give him the reins. So both of you and I agree that the Cowboys will beat the Giants on Sunday.
Yep, 100%. Man. Book it.
The Seattle Seahawks do travel to Pittsburgh. What did you see from the Pittsburgh Steelers in the first week, Roman? Were you surprised?
I was really surprised. I was really happy for Aaron Rodgers. I think he played great. I think he's going to beat the crap out of the Seahawks because Seahawks are going to travel to the East Coast. Play an early game on Sunday. That stuff matters at the for your body. I think Steelers played phenomenal. They're great. I think Steelers win at home, and it's not even close. Not even close.
Everything. I was surprised as well. I was surprised with Aaron Rodgers, and everybody was making fun of him. Being 40 years old, not being mobile. But when we think about it, Tom Brady lived to play into his early 40s, and he wasn't a very mobile quarterback. I think it's very important for quarterbacks to be great before the snap. The reading the defense. Once you read the defense, you have an idea of where you're going to go. And I think Aaron Rodgers has been disrespected. This is a MVP, Super Bowl winning quarterback who, by all means, he should be given the respect that he deserves. In this offense, it is a predominantly tight end friendly offense. Mm-hmm. We didn't see too much of Metcalf in week one. Are they going to feed him the ball more? Possibly, but them scoring 30-some points in the first season should be encouraging to Aaron Rodgers and to the offense. So I have the Steelers beating the Seahawks at home. Rams do travel to Tennessee. I have the Rams with Matthew Stafford and Cooper Kupp winning in Tennessee. What's your take?
Yeah, I think I don't. I think Tennessee can find a way to win that game. I think playing at home, Rams coming over early game. I think that matters. I think Titans can do some damage. I hope.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I want to see Titans beat the Rams because I hate Rams NFC teams, and let's go AFC because I want the Cowboys to be better. I'm the true Cowboy fan.
I didn't see much. Again, they're starting Ward. The number 1 overall pick for the Tennessee Titans. I didn't see much from him in week one. Again, he was playing against a very good defense in the Denver Broncos. His line, unfortunately, didn't show up for him when he needed it the most. Again, it's going to take time for a young quarterback to develop. That's no question. But I was expecting him to be more mobile.
Okay, I'm changing my mind. You convinced me. I'm changing my mind. Rams.
No.
I'm changing my mind. Hey, I'm allowed to change my mind. It's not over.
I'm gonna take a tally, and then I'm gonna be texting you.
You convinced me. No, you convinced me. The Rams are gonna win.
Okay, we both have Cowboys. I'm gonna put Frankie and Roman.
Okay, let's do that. You could do it like a little notepad or something on the side on your little screen.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I got to think. Roman has the Cowboys, and Steelers.
Yeah.
And now you're saying the Rams.
I'm gonna go with you. You convinced me. A
Okay,
rookie quarterback at home, not going to win that game. All right, fine. The Rams are going to manage.
okay.
Damn.
Bills and Jets. What's your take?
Bills, dude. Bills all the way. Bills are going to the Super Bowl, bro. They're going to win the Super Bowl. The Bills Mafia. Go Bills. Beat the crap out of the Jets.
I'm gonna go against you, Roman. I like what I saw with Justin Fields, with Wilson. The defense, even though they allowed 30 some points in their home opener against Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers, I'm gonna go with the upset in week 2. I'm gonna go with the Jets
You're
beating
going against
the
the
division
MVP.
rivals.
You're
Yes,
going against the. How dare you go against the MVP? How dare you do that? How dare you disrespect him? They're playing the Jets. They lost to Aaron Rodgers, a team that apparently Aaron Rodgers just loved beating. Did not like anything to do with the Jets. Okay, fine.
what I didn't like in on Sunday Night Football was that wait, was it Sunday or Monday? The first week of the season against the Ravens. What I didn't like was their slow start. Now again, the Baltimore Ravens have a great defense, but I didn't like that it took Josh Allen so late into the game to put his team in a position to win. I
It was
liked
the
it.
first game.
Yeah, I know. You got to work out the kinks. I understand, but I liked what I saw. I liked what I saw more from the Jets with Justin Fields than what I expected. Because again, you're right. We expect Josh Allen to be the MVP or be in the MVP race or talk late in the season. But I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with the upset. I'm gonna say that the Jets win at the Meadowlands against their division rival.
The worst field, horrible field that hurt Aaron Rodgers and hurt him within 4 minutes or something of the freaking game, his first game with the Jets, and you're gonna go with the Jets.
It's a
Oh,
new
it's
team, new
horrible.
coach, new identity, new image.
It's the Jets.
Sticking with the AFC East, the Patriots travel to Miami to face the Dolphins. Are you worried about the lackluster performance that Tua Tagovailoa and the
Yeah.
Dolphins had in their opener, Roman?
I think I told you, like last week or the week before that I thought the Dolphins were going to suck this year. That Tua is going to be a horrible quarterback, can't play, and you said they're going to go as far as Tua go. I think they're trash. They lost to Daniel Jones and the Indianapolis Colts. I mean, is Matt Jones somehow Matt Jones, Daniel Jones, sorry. Daniel Jones, he leaves the Giants and becomes a freaking all-star or MVP caliber type quarterback, or is it just because Dolphins suck? I think it's because Dolphins suck. So Patriots all the way on that one. Patriots all the way.
While you may have been surprised of Daniel Jones's performance, I think that he is a decent quarterback. He just needed the right pieces, possibly a better coach, a better teacher around him. I'm not surprised at Daniel Jones's performance against the Dolphins. I was shocked that the Dolphins only posted a field goal. I don't even think they had a. Oh, they had a touchdown late in the game. But again, that was the last few minutes of the game.
Daniel Jones looks like freaking Peyton Manning back there.
He looked good. Now, I think that Tua Tagovailoa has a bounce back game. I'm not sold on the Patriots just yet. While I am a fan of Mike Vrabel, I'm not a fan of their quarterback. I'm not a fan of the second year quarterback. I didn't like him coming out of North Carolina. I don't think he is going to be the star that they are wishing. So I have the Dolphins winning this game and winning this game big, Roman. So you have Patriots.
I got the Patriots, man. I got the Patriots on this one.
You got Patriots. I got the Dolphins.
I don't disagree with you on your perception of the North Carolina quarterback. I don't think he's it either. I don't disagree with you, but I just can't take you just can't take the Dolphins. I mean, how hot is it going to be? It's noon. Are you taking that into consideration as well? Because the Patriots are coming down from Boston. Yeah, maybe. Okay, but I'm going with the Patriots.
Yeah, my main thing is I don't trust what's his name, Drake May, the quarterback for the Patriots. I didn't like him coming out of college. I didn't think that he was the answer. He the Brady successor. So again, whenever Tua is on, he's a hell of a quarterback. We saw his high-powered offense this past 2 years. Unfortunately, he's had concussion issues that have affected his play. And again, the Dolphins, they have shown this past year without Tua, their offenses can function. They're not productive. So I see a bounce back game from Tua. Tyreek Hill is going to have a bounce back game as well. I think he was upset on the sideline. So I have the Dolphins beating the Patriots at home.
It'd be great. It'd be a fun game. All right. Next up, the 1-0 Jaguars versus the 1-0 Bengals. Wow.
What's your take on that?
I think the Bengals, the Bungles. I think the Bengals at home. I just can. I'll never trust the Jaguars. I don't care who the quarterback is. I don't care if it's new team, new identity, or whatever. I don't care. I think the Bengals just win at home. But it's just like it's embarrassing that one of these teams is going to go 2-0. This is not great. Yeah, I'm going Bengals. Just keep it simple. Keep it simple, stupid.
Again, last week I did pick the Cincinnati Bengals to reach in the Super Bowl. I did not like them week 1 against the Browns. Again, the Browns have Myles Garrett, a perennial defensive end who registered 2 sacks in the game. The Bengals barely beat the Browns 17-16. The Browns should have won if it wasn't for their kicker. Their kicker missed an extra point, and he missed a field goal to win the game. So essentially, if the kicker would have converted either one of those, the Bengals would have been winless so far. I'm going to go against you, Roman. I do like the Jaguars. I think I like the Heisman. I like their
the Heisman.
I do like the Jaguars moving forward. I think the world of Trevor Lawrence, a former Heisman winner. They have a great offense. So I have an upset, if you will, the Jaguars over the Bengals.
It will be an upset, especially because this is your Super Bowl pick, man. Like, are you going back against your Super Bowl pick?
Nope.
You still thinking the Bengals will figure it out? All right.
Again, a loss here and there doesn't define a team. And like how you said, it does take time for a team possibly to build chemistry with real snaps as compared to the preseason. But I have the Bengals losing at home against the Jaguars.
Now this next game, this next game you have.
We spoke before how the 49ers, Roman, will be without Brock Purdy for the next 4 or 5 weeks. Does that affect their team moving forward against the New Orleans Saints?
I think it does. But can you trust Rattler as your quarterback at the Saints? They're playing at home in the Super Bowl, Superdome. That's gonna be an ugly game. I mean, it's gonna be a nasty, disgusting, bad game. Like I don't even know who to choose. I mean, we're expecting the Saints to have the number 1 pick because they're going to be just absolutely terrible. But maybe they win this game just because the 49ers. I'm going to go with the Saints because I can't trust the 49ers in their backup quarterback. But the Niners have had a history of good backup quarterbacks. Look at Purdy. He was like their 3rd string quarterback. He was Mr. Irrelevant and came down and was able to win and be a winner. Is that going to happen with the 49ers? I don't know. I'm just going with the Saints. I'll just go with the Saints just because of they're at home. They have an okay uniform. I wasn't a huge fan last week, but whatever. Maybe they'll go back. Maybe they'll go back to their traditional uniform and stick to it. Who knows? Let's go with the Saints.
I'm gonna go with the Niners, Roman. And again, should the Niners be concerned about not having Brock Purdy, who they recently signed to a multi-million-dollar contract? Yes and no. Mike Shanahan has had a great reputation with developing quarterbacks. Now, again, I don't think the world of Mac Jones. He hasn't proven himself in New England. He didn't prove himself in Jacksonville. But what the 49ers have is Robert Saleh as their defensive coordinator. Even though I think the world of Kellen Moore, the Saints head coach. It's his first year. I like the 49ers in this game. I think Robert Salah is going to have a great scheme against Spencer Rattler, who in his first game, he did throw for a few touchdowns. But I like defense. I like defense in this game, and I think that the 49ers will be able to go into the dome at New Orleans and beat the New Orleans Saints. Next game, Browns and Ravens. What's your take on that game?
The loser is going to be 0-2.
That's true.
The loser is going to be 0-2. And I don't think either of these teams, based on the first game, deserve to be 0-2. I mean, the Ravens lost by a point in a scoregami. The Browns, I believe, lost by a point to the Bungles. But I am a Browns fan. I'm a Browns fan at heart. And I got to go for the Browns. I want my friend Ruben Obel to be happy. He deserves to be happy one day. And he is a true Browns fan. I have to go with the Browns, especially because the Ravens are the old Browns team. The Ravens used to be the Browns. They're not the Browns anymore. I don't even know who's the favorite, but I want to go for the Browns. Just for no reason other than Myles Garrett.
I have the Ravens winning big at home.
Really?
The difference between last week was that Myles Garrett was going up against Joe Burrow, who's not very mobile compared to Lamar Jackson. I think Myles Garrett, who is a perennial defensive end, he is going to have trouble getting to Lamar Jackson. He's very mobile, very agile. I think the Ravens do bounce back. They should have won last week. They do have Derrick Henry, who is going to average 100 yards in this game again. I have the Ravens winning big at home. What was your take?
Okay, wait. I'm going to change my mind. I'm changing my mind.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to do this. I'm going to pick the Ravens, and this is why. Because you had morons on the Browns team saying stupid things like no challenges. One player said, Jetty, whatever his last name is, said there's no challenges facing the Baltimore secondary. Grant Delpit said it's not hard to bring down Derrick Henry. What the hell are you doing? Giving bulletin board material to the Ravens. The Browns haven't proved anything in years and years and years, and you're all there talking crap. You're talking smack to the Ravens, and then just like no, I'm changing my mind. I'm picking the Ravens. I'm picking the Ravens because Browns done effed up. Ravens.
Ravens, huh?
Yeah.
Another divisional matchup. Chicago Bears will travel to face the Lions. What's your take on Caleb Williams? Did you like what you saw on Monday Night Football?
I saw him immediately, and I'm like, what are you doing wearing that gray shirt? Underneath, you look horrible. You look ugly. Like, what are you? That's not even a color scheme. Like, take that crap off and be. You should have won that game. You should have won your Monday Night Football game against the Vikings. The Vikings were playing what is essentially a rookie quarterback, and you weren't able to win at home on Monday night. You suck, Bears. What is wrong with you? I predicted you to be a better team. But I think there'll be a bounce back game because I think the Lions suck. Even though I think that because the Lions suck without Ben Johnson as their OC. So I'm going Bears because I think Caleb Williams is going to do something. But if he doesn't do something this week, I'm done with the Bears. If the Bears don't win, I'm done with Caleb Williams and his freaking fingernails, painting his fingernails. Prove me right that you're a better team, Bears, by winning this game.
I didn't like what I saw from the Lions. They not only did they lose Ben Johnson, their offensive coordinator, but they also lost Terry Glenn, their defensive coordinator. So having brand new coordinators, having new voices in the ear of Jared Goff, possibly that affected or that it's going to affect the season. I think that the Lions will have a slump this year. I don't even have them reaching the playoffs. They have a great group of talent on the offensive side, but I do like what I saw from from the Chicago Bears. It was unfortunate that um, they lost the game in the fourth quarter. We saw how the defense showed out early. I thought it was going to be Chicago Bears all game up until McCarthy came out and had a good game. I like the Bears myself beating the Lions.
Yeah.
What's your
Well,
take on
Bears.
what's your take on the Broncos traveling to Indy facing the Colts?
You know what? That is going to be an amazing game, and I don't think we're going to be able to watch that game unless you have YouTube TV or this because you have a rejuvenated Colts. They played, great with their new quarterback. They have great color scheme. The Manning Bowl, Peyton Manning Bowl, and I was really impressed by the Colts. But damn, that Broncos defense, is going to take them far. And I don't. This for me is a toss up, but I'm going to go with the Broncos just because the Broncos I think have a better defense. And I'm just going Broncos. Go Broncos.
I'm gonna go with the Colts, Indianapolis Colts. I liked what I saw from Daniel Jones. He has shown time and time again that possibly this is what the head coach Shane Steichen. I think this is what he needed. Everybody was questioning whether Anthony Richardson was the future of the franchise. Richardson has been plagued with injuries. He does not know how to protect himself. He's another Tua Tagovailoa. I like the Indianapolis Colts at home. They scored 30 plus points against the Miami Dolphins. Again, mind you, the Denver Broncos do have a great defense. I just like what I saw. Again, first week we shouldn't make a big deal about it, but I like what I saw from Daniel Jones and that offense. I have the Colts winning this game.
They never should have gotten Anthony Richardson, though. I mean,
Right, I agree.
That was dumb. I mean, did they think they were getting a tight end or something? Because that was just dumb. He didn't prove anything at Florida. He wasn't a good quarterback. I think everybody was shocked that they went there. Who in the Colts organization thought it was a good idea to get Anthony Richardson? I think it set the Colts back because, they're a classic team. They have a classic uniform. I mean, yeah, they used to be in Baltimore and now went in there. They're a good team. And we should respect the Colts all the way back to the I think the first televised game with the Colts and the Giants. They never should have got Anthony Richardson.
Yeah,
Oh,
I think they always draft with the expectation or with the belief that which draft pick is going to who has a higher ceiling. And you're right. I didn't see much from Anthony Richardson at Florida. I didn't think he was that great, but based on his physique, based on his potential, I think that's why he was drafted so high. So I think they found their quarterback in Daniel Jones, who is mobile, who you need to be mobile in this offense. So moving forward, I think they are going to stick with Daniel Jones. Of course, he's got to win games, but only time will tell. I like what I saw in week one. The Carolina Panthers, Roman, they do travel to Arizona.
I'm just gonna pick a team because I don't care about either of these two organizations or their teams, or their colors, or anything. I'm gonna go with the Cardinals, and yeah, it's just like whatever. Do you even care about them?
No, but I do agree. I think the Carolina Panthers, Bryce Young, I have no faith in. They have a young head coach. I think they are going to be the laughingstock of the league for the next couple of years. The Arizona Cardinals, I like their quarterback Murray. I like their running back Connor. Again, Marvin Harrison Jr. On as a wide receiver playing at home. I like them to secure the victory against Carolina. Now, the interesting game in the afternoon is the Eagles. The Philadelphia Eagles will travel to Kansas City. The rematch of the Super Bowl. Who do you have winning in this game, Roman?
Before I pick who I'm going to pick, are they going to be the only? They're going to be nationally televised everywhere on Fox?
Yep.
I mean, they're not going to be another Fox game other than this game.
Wow. Yeah, I'm sure there's the Cowboys will probably be on Fox, no?
Well, yeah, but it's the early game. They're at noon. I'm
Right.
amazed that this is going to be the only game and the doubleheader that Fox is going to have. I don't think that's ever happened. Usually, there's a second game going on for them because this is essentially a national televised game.
Right.
And I thought only the Sunday night and Monday night football games were nationally televised. The other ones you have to have competing. Wow, that's an amazing thing that everybody's going to have to put up with that game. I look, I I really want to see the Eagles get their butts beat. I really don't like the Eagles. They're in the division. We need to they need to lose. I didn't necessarily like what I saw out of Jalen Hurts or that team against the Cowboys. They were great in the second half, but I think you discussed it and said it. It has a lot to do with the rain. Were the Chiefs great in their first game over in Sao Paulo? No, they lost to the Chargers. I really hope they're gonna come back. Maybe they're gonna get that magic. Taylor Swift's gonna be there, I'm sure. The future Mrs. Chief because she's gonna marry Mr. Chief or whatever. I don't know. I,
What?
I just I think I really want to see the Chiefs win that game. I hate both teams, despite both of them. I think I'm done with the Chiefs. Their dynasty is over. But just because of hope and nothing more, than I want the Eagles to lose and suffer, and I want all those people in Philadelphia to just have a terrible, terrible weekend and eating their crappy ass cheesesteaks wherever they eat their cheesesteaks. And the Chiefs have not started 0-2 in like over a decade. Chiefs,
You have the
go Chiefs!
Chiefs.
I got the Chiefs.
I,
Chiefs.
I, I,
Chiefs.
I I spoke last week when we were making our predictions in regards to the division. I spoke last week of the Kansas City Chiefs having a fallout year. For the past 10 years, they have won the AFC West. I have the Eagles winning tomorrow, and I have the Chiefs going 0-2. I didn't like what I saw. Again, it was a game over. It was a game in Brazil. I didn't like what I saw from the offense. So I'll have the Eagles. I have the Eagles winning against the Chiefs in Kansas City.
Well, I'm trying to remember. Did I pick the Chargers to win the division? I think I did.
I think you did, and I think I had the Broncos.
I think yeah. I think because I think this I think we might be right. One of us going to be right. I think one of us is going to be right on that one, on that pick, because I'm pretty sure I picked the Chargers. Anyway,
So
but yeah.
so I guess you agree or I agree. We agree that we don't have the Chiefs winning the division this year.
No, we don't. But I
Wow.
do think the Chiefs beat the Eagles at home. They have to win. Because if not, it's going to go downhill fast.
Right.
The script writers of the NFL, right? They're not going to allow Taylor Swift to lose if they're going to have
The
Taylor Swift either.
script writer. Well, also,
They're going to be
Roman. Also, they're down a receiver, Worthy from Austin, from UT.
yeah.
He got hurt. I think he shoulder injury, if I'm not mistaken, when he ran into Kelsey on the crossing on the drag routes. They're down a receiver, so Kelsey
is down Taylor Swift.
Well, you're right. The Swifties will come out in full effect. No doubt about that. Roman, the Atlanta Falcons do travel to Minnesota. Do you like what you saw from what you call the rookie quarterback out of Minnesota?
Yeah, I actually did. I think the Vikings are going to be a great team. Apparently, a better team. I don't think the Falcons are a good team. I remember. I think we all both picked the Bucks to win the division. I think the Vikings, win that at home, loud, and they're going to be doing the little stupid shit that they do there. So my
The
language,
Skulls?
the skull thing, but that they copied from Iceland.
Did they?
Yeah, Iceland did it first. And the
Excellent.
Iceland national soccer team, football team, football.
I'm going to go with the upset. I'm going to go with the Falcons. I like Penix. I like Robinson out of UT. Obviously, their offense revolves around him. I do not like what I saw from the Vikings. The Vikings should have lost their Monday night game against the Bears. The Bears had them. They just didn't close it out. So you have the Vikings. I have the Falcons moving forward.
Hate the Vikings and their stupid male cheerleaders, but I think the Vikings are a better team.
On Monday night, Roman, it will be a doubleheader. I always love this. I love when we have double headers on Mondays. The first game, the early game, Tampa Bay Buccaneers against the Texans here in Houston. Who do you have winning this game?
Buccaneers, because I want to see the Texans fans suffer just as much as we Cowboy fans suffer.
Tuh.
Go Bucks. And,
W-
and
w-
and I hate saying that because I don't like Baker Mayfield. He's a freaking Sooner.
do you believe in C.J. Stroud, Roman?
I believed him in his first year. After last year, I don't think I do. I don't believe in him right now. I don't believe in CJ Stroud. I think he's moving. He moves way too much. He needs to stay in the pocket a little bit more. Use his height, use his arm, not necessarily use his legs. And because I don't think he's big enough. I don't think he's not like Jalen Hurt, although Jalen Hurt's kind of slenderish, but I think he's still strong enough. Mestizo there, I guess. I think that's the word in Spanish. I think it's Bucks. I think Bucks win.
I agree with you. I am a fan of Baker. I don't see the Texans making it to the playoffs this year, Roman. I do not believe in C.J. Stroud. Their running back, Mixon, is hurt. Uh, Chubb, who was injured with a serious knee injury, is coming back.
Chubb.
Yeah, I don't have faith in the Texans. I didn't like what I saw against the Rams, the Los Angeles Rams, in their season opener. So I have the Bucks.
Trying to remember, did I pick the Texans to win the division? I think I did.
I had the Jaguars. I had the Jaguars, if I'm not mistaken.
I think I had the Texans, but in Indianapolis, I think it's going to be. Right now,
Indy looks good.
Indy looks good.
But again, first week, we got 17 more weeks to go. But
things happen, things change, injuries, script
writers. There's a lot of factors in this NFL season, I'm sure.
Oh, okay. Before the NFL decides to come after us, we're joking about the script writer thing. We're joking.
No, I'm not.
You're not?
It's real.
I'm joking.
No, it's real. To end out week 2, we have division rivals: Los Angeles Chargers, Vegas Raiders. Who's your pick?
Chargers, man. No fear in the Raiders. No, nothing. I mean, you had Amari Cooper, who I think was going to be their receiver, retire right before. I think he figured, the Raiders are going to suck. Do I really want to get hurt anymore? No, screw that. Chargers, walking away. Won't even be close.
I have the Raiders. I have the Raiders winning.
What?
I do like what I saw from their team. They had obviously they have their first pick, AJ or Ashton Gentry. I like Carroll, their quarterback. Geno Smith, even though he seems like a nomad, he has proven himself at Seattle, and week 1 he proved himself to carry his team to victory. The thing to watch, Roman, the thing to watch for the Raiders is Bowers, their tight end. He won Rookie of the Year, if I'm not mistaken, or Offensive Player of the Year last year. He set the record for most catches as a rookie tight end. He's hurt. I think that's something to watch. Moving forward, is that going to affect the offense? Are they going to be able to find someone to fill in for him?
No.
Go Chargers. Again, he's a big reason why they're so successful in he's so successful with their offense. College football, Roman. College football. What's your take on college football?
There's some great games this weekend, guys. There's some phenomenal games, and no, I'm not talking about the UT game because UT's going to win that game without a problem. You got Georgia, Tennessee. You got Florida, LSU. You got A&M, Notre Dame. You have Wisconsin, Alabama. You have the greatest, probably the biggest, greatest game in the history of Florida with South Florida versus Miami. I'm joking, by the way. Great games, some phenomenal games. And notice that I'm not talking about Big Ten games, really. I'm talking about SEC games or even ACC. I mean, yeah, they have that SEC, ACC, the Wisconsin from the Big Ten versus the SEC in Alabama, a noon kickoff, but it's going to be played on ESPN. Big Ten don't matter. They don't matter. It's all about the SEC, boy. That's all it is. I mean, Look at some of these games. Villanova versus Penn State, bleh, trash. So let's go through some of these games. I mean, Ohio versus Ohio State. Oh God, I think there's only like what 5 big games this week. Oh, Arkansas versus Old Miss is going to be a pretty darn good game. Then
Mhm.
is South Carolina playing somebody in the NSCC this week? I don't recall who they're playing.
I would have to look. This is only the top 25, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, all right.
I
Go.
can
Let's
look.
go to the top 25. Let's make it bigger so we can see that. That's last week's games, right?
Yeah,
No,
top 20.
oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
this week's game. Top 25. Indiana State, Indiana. Did you lose faith in Alabama, Roman,
No,
after their loss in the opener?
yeah, of course. I have zero faith in Alabama, but I do believe in the SEC, and I do believe they're going to beat Wisconsin because I don't think Wisconsin has anything. They're trash. So I'm going to have to pick Alabama. Alabama's going to win that game. So do do I think that they need to fire their head coach? Yes, I think their head coach sucks. But you know what? I'm okay with that because it benefits Texas, and I want to see the Paul Feinbaum callers suffer. All those Alabama fans that call into Paul Feinbaum and complain, and I love it when they call in and lose their crap. I love listening to Legend. Do you listen to Paul Feinbaum at all? Do you ever watch his
No.
show? Oh, great
I
show.
I used to watch the show.
It was great, especially Mondays. I mean, the call-ins that dramatic. So I think Alabama's gonna be fine. I think they'll be watching Wisconsin. Now they don't. Alabama's gonna lose their shit. Anyway, yeah, I think Alabama's gonna be fine. What else? You got Georgia Tech versus Clemson. I'm a little. If I'm a Clemson fan, I'm a little concerned. I don't think they did not do a good job against their team that they played. Their nobody team. It was an Austin Pay. They played. No, they played Troy.
Hmm.
Troy should have won that game.
Hmm.
Troy should have or could have won that game. And if I'm Clemson, I'm a little concerned that that they're not going to make it to this college football playoff. They may not be the team to be in the ACC. That may actually be Miami. Definitely not going to be North Carolina. That's for sure.
Yeah, the game, and you make a great point. Georgia Tech did look good against Colorado in their season opener. Clemson, they do have some question marks moving forward. I wouldn't be surprised if Georgia Tech wins this game.
Me either.
My game to watch is going to be Georgia and Tennessee.
Oh,
Georgia is favored to win by 4. But I think this might be a blowout. Again, they're both undefeated with records of 2-0. But I like Georgia, of course. But that's my team, my game to watch.
well, it is. It's the 2:30 game or the 3:30 game if you're on the East Coast. Georgia, Tennessee. Tennessee keeps talking about this is their head coach has look. Tennessee finally has a quarterback. I heard this someplace. I absolutely agree with them. You had Hooker, Hilton. Like the other guy, Nico guy. They were not your true quarterback. They were running style quarterbacks who happened to be able to throw. That's what I think. That's what I thought about Tennessee. But now they got a real quarterback, and I think that helps the Josh Heupel offense. And I'm not a believer in Stockton as a quarterback for Georgia. And there's something about playing in Leland Stadium, and having all that orange and the big T that they do there. I want to see Tennessee win that game because I like seeing Georgia fan go "Rrr," as opposed to "Rrr, rrr, rrr, rrr." Go, "Rrr." Stupid Georgia fan. Go
um,
balls! Go balls!
UTEP Roman, UTEP will be traveling to Austin. Texas is favored to win by 40 points. Is this going to be a blowout, Roman?
Well, I mean, depending on whether people think that Arch Manning is hurt, Arch is not hurt, guys. He just makes funny faces when he throws. I mean, people are just like going crazy. Oh, he's hurt. His arm now, his throwing angles are off. I have no idea why he's not in position to throw these things. I don't know if he's trying to be like Patrick Mahomes because he's certainly not being like his uncle Peyton Manning or even Eli. I mean, just he needs to fix his mechanics. I'm a little concerned about that, but it'll get fixed. I believe in Arch Manning. Arch Manning is the future. I think he just has a lot of pressure on him. to be better and bigger and better, and it's getting to him a little bit, but he just has to come down a notch. And he also needs to learn how to layer the football. He doesn't always, he wants to overpower the football, and he sometimes needs a little bit of a touch. And I have no doubt that Sark's going to work on it. And that's what these games are for. These little tune-up games, because they got to be ready for that October 4th game against Florida. And Florida might be 1-3 going in that game. And if that's the case, then we don't have to worry about Florida. It's going to be about Oklahoma, who I think who might very well be undefeated going into the Red River rivalry game, Red River shootout. Dun, dun, dun. But yeah, Texas going big.
A game that I will be watching closely is South Florida versus Miami. Last week, South Florida stunned Florida Gators at home with a late field goal. And in this game, South Florida will be traveling to Miami. Miami is favored to win by 18 points. If I was a betting man, not that I am, I would put the spread behind South Florida. They are undefeated. They are ranked 18. Miami, I don't have so much confidence in Miami just yet.
South Florida wins this game, they're going to the college football playoffs.
Wow. Did you watch the game against Florida?
Yes,
Florida and Florida.
Yeah,
it was a hell of a game.
Yeah, great game. Fun.
It was a great game, and I was impressed. I was shocked, actually. I was shocked at them being able to stand toe to toe with the likes of Florida, an SEC team. Again, when it comes to football, Texas and Florida, they have the best set of talent, 5-star recruits. You would think that the schools such as Florida State, Florida, Miami would have them all. So for South Florida to compete with the likes of Florida, man. Now, if they beat Miami, geez, that's going to be an upset, because again, they're favored to lose by 18 points. So that's going to be shocking if Miami is able to put off the upset.
So do you take the points, but the actual win by Miami though?
Yes. If anything, I have Miami winning by 10 points, by 13 points, by 2 field goals. But I have the Florida covering the spread of 18.
So those of you who don't understand how gambling works, I mean, because I really don't. I don't gamble.
Mm-hmm.
You say Miami wins the game, but they do so within 18 points. But when you go bet, you actually would bet for South Florida. Right? Is that how it would work?
There's many ways. There's like 100 ways you can bet. You can bet straight up. But since Vegas has Miami winning so big, if you want to bet straight up just with Miami winning, you're gonna have to put $200 in order to get 100. I don't know what it is per se.
I get it.
But the thing is, whenever let's say you bet on South Florida plus 17.5, you're already going to the game with a cushion of 17 points. So essentially, Miami has to win the game by 18 points. Miami has to cover the spread
for you to lose.
Right? If you were to bet on South Florida, right?
Right.
So that's the way it works. Essentially, actually, this game is so lopsided that you would have to put $900 in order to win $100 if you were to bet on Miami.
Wow.
Right. And let's say you were to put $100 on South Florida winning, you would get $600.
Okay.
So that's the way, in a nutshell, that's the way it works, essentially.
That works. All right. Cool.
You spoke about Arkansas and Ole Miss. Did you see the game, Ole Miss and who was it, Kentucky?
Yeah, Kentucky. I was impressed by Ole Miss, but they're playing at home. Arky not expected to do great. I think Ole Miss just wins these games. I mean, Ole Miss is. I think they have a relatively easy schedule. I don't expect Arky to win. I think that's just me. I mean, Arkansas, they played Arkansas State last week. Ugh, whatever. But yeah. Ole Miss for the win.
A&M. I wasn't too impressed with Notre Dame against Miami. They did have a chance to tie the game late into the no. They played on Monday, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not too impressed with Notre Dame. Even though Texas A&M did play UTSA Roadrunners, I do have Notre Dame with the victory, and Notre Dame is favored to win by a touchdown.
I'd pick the Aggies. I think the Aggies are for real. I think they have a more experienced quarterback, and in college football, that's really what boils down to. I think A&M has some standout receivers that they got in the transfer portal. I think they beat Notre Dame. I don't think Notre Dame's defense is as strong to be able to hold them to hold A&M's offense, and I think A&M's defense with Elko running the show is going to trounce, smother that rookie quarterback playing the second game. And I think it's CJ Carr. I know it's Carr's last name. I think it's CJ's first. I think the Aggies win, and the Aggies will be insufferable for the next several months because of that win.
Yeah, I could see the Aggies with the upset. I have the Aggies beating Notre Dame at Chapel Hill.
Mm.
Chapel Hill, is it Chapel Hill? No, Chapel
Oh,
Hill is
South Bend. South Bend.
South Bend. South Bend.
South Bend.
To close out
Touchdown, Jesus.
to close out the Saturday, we have Florida and LSU. I think no question LSU is going to win big, in my opinion, at home.
I want to see Florida win the game just because I think LSU. I would like to see them suffer, come down a notch. I'd like to see Florida win, for the sake of those poor fans, because if they don't, they're gonna have a loss, 2 losses, and then they go and play Miami. They may fire the coach if they lose big to LSU. So I hope that Florida wins that game. I don't think LSU is that great. I hope I'm picking LSU to win, but I'm hoping Florida wins.
Yeah,
the Vandy's game next game is okay. I think Vandy wins that game. Okay.
Really? You think Vandy pulls the upset?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What do you like out of Vanderbilt?
I just like their style.
Mm.
Their style can go anywhere. And you got Pavia. I think South Carolina's, reading, they're having so much fun. Oh, dude, ESPN has what the hell is Micah Parsons wearing right now? He has this stupid ass hat, red, green, and yellow, and so gross, dude. I hate that guy. I hate that traitor. I'm just kidding. I'm not taking it personally. I'm joking. Anyway, no, I think Vandy can do it. Vandy's gonna do it. Vandy's a better team than people think. Vandy, I think, wins in South Carolina. I just do.
The South Carolina Gamecocks, they are favored to win by a field goal. So essentially, this should be a close game. I like the quarterback Sellers for the Gamecocks. I think he is going to be a Heisman hopeful, possible a top 5 pick. Many scouts are saying that he is the next quarterback standout. Would he be able to go out the rest of the season playing the way he played in week 1? Only time will tell. Roman, it's 12 o'clock.
Hey, did you hear about do we have any information about the player from Hannah who got injured last night that they had to postpone the game against Edinburgh?
Oh yeah, no, they somebody commented on it, but I didn't see. I'll ask, but no, I didn't hear about that.
Yeah, prayers for that guy. I mean, it's not. I don't know what the injury is. I just know he was carted off the field when an ambulance came on. I don't know. I don't know what the injury was, but prayers for the guy. Football's tough. I know. I'm not gonna let my kiddo play football because I just don't want him to, because I think he has my condition, my disability. So, but prayers for him and the family, and hopefully we find out soon. But there'll be some go support Friday Night Football if you can. I know I was talking earlier about wrestling, and I'm gonna watch the YouTube wrestling stuff. But go at least go in and watch the first half. Go buy some snacks. I know I want to. I love snacks.
some snacks. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks so much for tuning in. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel titled Frankie Olivo TV. Sports Talk with Frankie and Roman will come on live every Friday.
Oh,
We
UTRGV. They play tomorrow, right?
I believe so.
Who are they playing? We didn't pick that game. The V's up or whatever. The Vaqueros.
They play Langston.
Oh, dude, I have no idea who they are, but
They'll-
I hope UTRG wins. I hope UTRGV wins.
they'll probably win big. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for your time and your attention. Make sure you tune in next Friday. Sports Talk with Roman and Frankie. Peace. Happy Friday.